Hello, happy Wednesday. You made it to another Wednesday. I just wanted to say hello and kind of check in with you guys today. We're going to have a really short lesson, if you want to even call it a lesson. We're going to just briefly talk about groundwater today. And I want to remind you of a couple things. There are two Google forms you're going to need to fill out today. So if you did not do your online learning, kind of the rules of online learning link yesterday, please, 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 you need to get that finished. That's actually due to our admin team, so to our principals. It's due tomorrow. So if you can figure that out, how to do it. If you can't find it or you don't have the link, just let me know and I'll help you find it. Second thing, at the end of this lesson, there's going to be just a survey. It has nothing to do with content. It's not anything about hydrosphere. It's just kind of checking in with you and seeing how things are working for you, and just to see if there's anything that we can do to kind of help your learning experience at home. Anyway, that's that part. Second thing, I want to talk to you just a minute about quality of work. If you can please just kind of self-reflect on the kind of work that you are turning in. Some of you are turning in amazing work. It's very well done. It's very clear that you're watching the videos and you're taking the time to look through the PowerPoints. The answers that you're putting on your documents you're turning in are good quality answers. Some of you, that's not the case. Some of you are not completing the work. You're turning it in with almost nothing done. Some of you, it's clear that you're not watching the videos because the answers to the questions are in the videos and your answers are completely kind of off the wall. So we spend a lot of time making the videos and trying to make them clear and concise. And if there's a question you don't understand, I would love for you to just email me and I can help you figure it out. Or we can set up a Microsoft team, just a quick little meet, and we can figure out, where your misunderstandings are. But some of you, I think it's not a misunderstanding. It's just you're not taking the time to dig into the material. And the lessons are pretty short that you're getting, and the videos it's not too much of your time. So you should think of this as being in school. So your day working on your schoolwork is a lot shorter than it is if you were actually in the physical school building. So if you could please, I'm begging you to just some of you do a better job with what you're turning in. So enough of that. Moving on a little bit into just content. So we are in a new unit. It is the hydrosphere unit. So hydro means water. Sphere obviously is a big ball, right? So we live on Earth, which is a big sphere. And the hydrosphere, the water on the Earth, is all the water on the Earth. So all the water that is underground in the aquifers, the water in our streams, in our lakes, in our oceans, in puddles, anywhere in the atmosphere, in the clouds, any water that's part of our water cycle that's constantly being recycled, that's part of the hydrosphere. So we're in the hydrosphere unit. When you're watching this little video clip, if you can think about the water cycle, think about aquifers, and think about how humans can impact the water that is in our groundwater. What are we doing above the surface that could potentially harm the water that's underneath the surface? And as you learned from Miss Stewart, the amount of water that we have available as like potable, drinkable water, it's a very, very small amount of the total water that is in our hydrosphere. We can't drink ocean water, right? We can't drink water that's frozen in our ice caps. We have to drink the fresh water that's available to us in our lakes and aquifers and our rivers. So we have to take care of it. So while you're watching this video, if you will just kind of think about those things. And also, if you can think about two words The two words are the P words that we have kind of been trying to help you learn. The first one is porosity. The second one is permeability. If you'll watch this video, and especially when it's showing the water underground in the aquifers, think about what porosity and permeability are. And I'm going to take a few minutes at the end of this just to review those vocabulary words with you, and then you will be done. So please take some time to watch this. Okay. I'll get rid of me for a minute and start this.
Hey, what happened to my water?
There's something here that you should know. The story of water from down below.
Oh, I'm groundwater, I'm all around. Most of your water is underground. The water we have is all the same. I'm used over and over again. I surrounded the castle with a watery moat and I float along under Huckfin's boat. But one strip down, that's dinosaur drool, and now I'm the cool that fills your swimming pool.
Feel the drops of snow and rain, an age-old cycle again and again. Groundwater under the ground, groundwater flowing down in the ground. Groundwater all around, groundwater, don't you know I wish you can. The water we use is everywhere.
Riding along the aquifers, deep down underwhere no one stirs. I feed the lakes, streams and land, I'm pulled by wells, I'm in demand. Flowing along the great bear treasure, slipping through space too small to measure. I may start off with an oily sheen, but the dirty rocks help keep me clean.
Swim, shave and spray. We all use water every day. Some for fishes, some for dishes. But is there enough for everyone's wishes? Use it. Groundwater, don't abuse it. Groundwater, we use our groundwater every day. Let's make sure it's here to stay.
On rainy days, I must lament the troubles I have with tar and cement. I can't feel the ground if I can't get through. I'm groundwater, my power is vast. The waste and pollution keep me from my task. If we're not careful, clean water won't last.
That's some help. We can't carry on. What will we do if the water is gone? Every time you brush your teeth, remember the water underneath. Next time, wait, stop and think before you don't stop down and sink. Do your part for water power. Learn to take a shorter shower. Stuff that makes your grass look swell will end up later in your well. Protect groundwater, conserve groundwater as you plan to build and grow. Leave open space for water to flow. Be aware, groundwater, show you care. Groundwater, now you are in the know. Don't forget the water down below.
You know you're
Don't forget the
dancing.
water down below. Don't forget the water down below.
Okay, so hopefully you took the time to watch that and actually pay attention to what they were kind of going through there, and you saw the water in the aquifers. I want to go through two words, porosity and permeability. And I'm going to try first I'm going to write the words. So porosity and permeability. And you're going to see that these two words are very related to each other. Oops. So permeability and porosity. Porosity is spaces. So if you have something, I'm just going to say this is gravel. So if this is gravel, And if you were to look at the pores or the spaces in here, you can see there's a lot of space in here for water to actually travel through. So gravel actually has high porosity. So high porosity. If you compare it to something like, let's compare it to clay, for example. If you have clay, clay is very tiny. So the particles are very tiny in clay. And because they're so tiny, the pores, the spaces, porosity kind of has that word pore in it, the spaces between the clay are really, really, really tiny. So if water were to hit clay, like you saw in Miss Stewart's little demonstration yesterday, if water were to hit clay, it can't get through. I mean, it gets through really, really, really slowly. So this would be low porosity. So that's low porosity. How does that relate to this word over here, permeability? So permeability is just the ability for a liquid to flow through a substance, to flow through. I'm just going to write to flow through. So if you're a liquid and you're trying to flow through sand, you can kind of get through. If you're a liquid trying to flow through a really solid rock, your permeability is really low and it's not going to get through, right? So permeability and porosity are directly related. If you have high porosity, like you do in gravel, for example, then you're going to have something called high permeability. So high porosity, high permeability. Low porosity, like clay has low porosity, it's going to have low permeability. So you're not going to be able to get a liquid through clay very easily. So they are directly related to each other. So if permeability is high, that means you have high porosity. If permeability is low, that means you have low porosity, or you have really, really small pores. So just wanted to go over those words because they are really easily confused. So hopefully that helped. To add one more thing just with porosity and permeability, if you have an aquifer, you should have learned aquifer, the word aquifer, yesterday. So aquifer is water that's it's a holding place of water underground. So there's lots of water in aquifers underground. So this is just water. You have something called a zone of aeration at the top here. So zone of aeration. And then you have a zone of saturation. And those are separated by something called you remember? It is the water table. Sorry about my handwriting, it's pretty bad. The water table, this line would be the water table. So above here, it's not filled with water. And below the line here, it is completely full of water. This is the water table. So if we are in a drought, what do you think that does to the water table? This whole line, if I could move this line, if there's a drought, this line is going to go down. If we have had tons of rain, this is going to fill up. Like, this isn't a real line. It's just the water. It's just the water line. So above the water table, there's going to be spaces. There's going to be spaces in here. Below the water table, it's going to be saturated completely with water. So that's just kind of a quick review of what an aquifer is, and just those terms, zone of aeration and zone of saturation. So anyway, I hope that lesson wasn't too painful for you, and I hope it helped a little bit. And if you will right now go into Google Classroom and complete those 2 forms, that would be fabulous. And I hope you have a great day, and I will see you soon. Please watch your videos, guys. All right, bye.